You probably don't remember this, but I've actually met you a few years ago. You're like, what's this guy saying, right? So
Man,
it's actually going back. I was trying to look up the date. I think it goes back to 2017. I was actually at Massey Hall for a Niall Horan concert. And I don't want to embarrass you, but you and your parents sat in the row behind me.
I remember that. That was a good concert.
Do you honestly remember that? Or are you just saying that?
No, I fully remember the concert. I don't remember meeting you though.
Well, to be honest with you, I think you were kind of just on the cusp of getting everything going with this awesome record that you have out right now. And your dad and your mom were like picking my brain about things. And I think you were kind of like, Mom, Dad, don't embarrass me. Don't embarrass me. So I completely take no offense to the fact of that, but it was a good memory. And I mean, people were kind of just getting to know your name a few years ago. And now your song is all over the radio. You have this like virtual concert tour, which is just about to begin. So I'm always like, don't give up on your dreams, right? Do not give up on that.
Absolutely. I'd say for the last well, for the first couple of years, there was no thought in my mind really of ever like being on the radio. Like I thought it would be cool, but I that was never really like a feasible dream to me. And then I'd say for the last like 5 years or so, it's just been like just like fighting and like clawing my way. Honestly, time kind of flies by. Like I remember like it was yesterday, like filming the Boyfriend music video
Yeah.
um, when I was like 11 years old and in like a skate park being all nervous.
So, of course, Everybody Wants You is the song we're talking about right now. One of my favorite things about this song, aside from your incredible voice and what you bring to the song, is I love how the song ends because I always feel like, it's kind of that wail on the guitar, which is kind of like, not that you don't hear a lot of that in pop songs, but I feel like right now you're not getting a whole lot of that. So I feel like it's almost like you're kind of rocking out on that song.
For sure. I've always been about different styles of music. I mean, my whole musical upbringing is kind of very complicated. I just listened to everything when I was younger, so I kind of have a taste for all of that. So for sure, I think diversifying in my own discography is super important. And then in the live show, like we really like rocked it up a little bit. And my guitarist Callum just goes crazy on that part. Like he's the original solo like a little bit, but mostly just like shreds, and it's just such a great moment. I think bringing music in different genres together is just that's what it's all about.
I am with you 100%. Now, you were talking about, of course, your concert tour, and this year, 2020, as we know, it's had kind of those challenging moments, right? Where it's like we're all stuck at home. One of the things, honestly, I say this all the time that I miss the most about what I can't do right now is that high that you get off of a live show. So you have your virtual concert tour coming up, which I feel like this is, for me, the first time I've really heard of an artist doing something quite like this. If people aren't aware of what's going on, share how you're doing your tour.
Yeah, so basically, we rented out the Danforth in Toronto, which is the venue that I actually performed at when I did my Teenage Fever tour last year. Rented it out for a couple of days and played the set like a million times, practiced, and we basically came up with a show that has all of the new music in it, a lot of the old music, so it's still like a familiar vibe, but full band, full lights, full everything except there's nobody in the audience. It's just cameras, and basically we're streaming that concert on this website called Moment House.
Yeah.
Uh, Basically, the goal is to bring the show to your living room and do that and have be safe for everybody. But still, everybody wants to listen to live music. I know I do. So this is kind of the best it's gonna get for a while, and I'm so excited that I could finally do this. We've been talking about this for months. Like, okay, like how do we tour? Um, how do I like still play shows but keep everybody safe? So we did the drive-in concert, and then this is the next step because it's like -2 degrees outside.
Yeah, I know we're not ready for it. We're not ready. And the thing is, though, is that instead of just having, a few hundred people packed in there, thousands, maybe millions of people will get to stream your show, when it works for them in the comfort of their own home, right?
Yeah, of course. Just that's one of the greatest things that this this virtual tour has offered. There's honestly there's drawbacks, of course.
Yeah.
It's not the same experience fully, but it's pretty close. And beyond that, I'm now gonna be able to do a show for people that I have never done a show for. Like I've never been to India, I've never been to Malaysia or Philippines or Indonesia, except we've done those shows. We started on Saturday, and you know, people that have not been able to come to my shows are now being exposed to that, and I'm able to meet them as well because we have meet and greets. So that's a huge thing for me.
That is amazing. I'm so excited to check it out. Have you had any sort of experiences with a fan where, maybe they told you a story and said, you know what, like this pandemic has been hard, or 2020 hasn't been easy, but it's been your music that has kind of helped me through it. Have you had those experiences?
The most memorable for me of those that has happened on this tour was a couple days ago, and this girl was in the meet and greet with me, and she was like, "My year's been so difficult," and like a lot of people's, and she was like, "This tour and this show is like really cheered me up. It's something to look forward to," which is I think um, another positive as well. Like there's been so many terrible things that have happened this year.
Yeah.
That to be able to bring joy to some people, even if it's in a small way, is really rewarding for me.
That's amazing. And so I have to ask, what do you have planned for Christmas? I know it's hard this year. We're not really allowed to see anybody beyond, I'm sure probably beyond your mom and dad. How are you going to celebrate the holidays this year?
My Christmas party is canceled with the family. That's
Oh,
happy about.
I know.
Um, but I mean, yeah, just like you said, I'm gonna be with my sisters. I'm gonna be with my mom and dad, my dogs, of course, um, and I'm gonna be sledding down the hill in the backyard, basically.
I love that you're still going to be festive. That is so important. Well, you know what, Johnny? I know, of course, your virtual concert tour is going to be super exciting. We're very excited for it here. And I just want to say thanks so much today for taking the time to chat with me. It was an absolute pleasure.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Have a great day.
Have a great day.